all got a bit heated in the Oval Office yesterday, and it ended up with Zelensky getting kicked out of the White House. And if you look at the larger picture, the whole discussion was to lead up to a deal being signed on the minerals. So basically the US has give Ukraine a large amount of money, something like 350 billion, and Trump is looking at what is he getting for that money in return, and that was going to be access to the Western world, basically, to mine the minerals that Ukraine have. It's not just a breadbasket of the world, but it's got massive lithium deposits in Ukraine, and amongst other things. So he's basically looking at what is he getting for his money, and basically he was a bit peeved, obviously, about it. But what probably got Trump on his high horse, basically, is America, although be it they started the war, they have also had a lot to do with the regimes that have been in power in Ukraine. And there was a coup, I think it was in 2014, something like that, where the US basically put as president of their choice into power so they could control a country and obviously be a bit of a needle in Russia's side. So he's looking at it from a point of view as your country would be nothing without the US, not just the defence spending that we have done recently, but in the last sort of every number of years, we have basically controlled your country, basically, and you are just another puppet of the US. That's probably what he's got in his brain. Now, if you think of it from Zelensky's side, he's fighting for his country, and you would hope that nothing's more important to him than the land and the people in his country, and he's negotiating for the best deal that he possibly can. Could he have gone with cap in hand a little bit more? He probably could have, but if you think he's been in the position he's been in for a number of years, I think a bit of diplomacy and a bit of gratitude and politeness would be a bit of ground out of you at that point. So I can kind of see where he's coming from. Now, Trump is very egotistical. He needs that massaging on a regular basis, and Zelensky didn't really come with that. And Trump is already very angry at previous administrations that he feels have wasted a lot of money. And unfortunately, Zelensky's kind of got the butt of that. But obviously, the other thing that you need to think of is there's lots of reports and rumours of a lot of the money that's hit Ukraine being laundered out of the country, even the defence technologies and equipment and machinery that we have given them, they have sold on to third parties or on the black market, and certain people have profited out of it. So that's another thing that's probably wound them up a little bit, to know that that's going on, that X amount of pounds that we send, only a little bit of it actually goes to make a difference. And Trump, he says he's all for peace, but he will be looking more as a deal maker and more of the fiscal expense out and no return in for the US. And that's obviously where he's coming from. And he